Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Gillat, the Chief Revenue Officer at a company called EyeQ, EYEQ. Thank you for joining us, Ziv.
Thank you very much for having me.
And EyeQ is a new company that's going to be playing in the photographic software market, image image editing, and you've acquired a company called Athentech, which has been around with some popular apps for some time. Tell us more.
Yeah, Athentech has been around for close to 15 years. We've been profitable for a very long time, and we've gone both after the consumer market as well as the business market. And we wanted to focus heavily on the business to consumer market and add a lot more technology with AI and a lot more intelligence. So we decided to acquire it. And so we formed this new entity, which is called EyeQ. And Athentech will be the first one that we've acquired, and there'll be a lot more to come in the future.
Well, tell us about the vision and about the software that you have on the market right out of the gate then.
Yeah, our primary vision is full automation. So we don't want customers to have to play around with dials. We love Photoshop. We love Lightroom. In fact, we have plugins for both Photoshop and Lightroom. But most consumers want to go out and take pictures either with their smartphones or with their cameras. And then they want to do something with those pictures, either print books, share on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, um, any of those. And the pictures that come out of the cameras and smartphones are good, but often they need to have some corrections. So, for example, if you want to go and print a book through Shutterfly or Blurb or anywhere worldwide, you're going to want to have the best quality possible because you're spending money on this. And so all of those companies have been using us for years to correct images behind the scenes. Customers don't know this, but we correct about 35 million images per day so that the best quality images get printed and shared worldwide.
And the apps or software that are available now?
Yep, those are for Mac and PC. We also have apps for mobile, iOS and Android. They do need a refresh, and that should be part of this new acquisition that we've done. The apps also do the same thing. You can just load photos into them, and they are perfectly cleared automatically, and everything happens magically. So you just load up the photos, and with one click or with zero clicks, you just see the new photo, which has been corrected for you. And we do things like color correction, contrast, but we go even deeper to do things like face contouring and applying makeup and removing dark circles and wrinkles, but only if needed. So if we see, for example, that there's a person that doesn't need too much airbrushing, we won't. We do things like teeth whitening and eye brightening as well. And those are safe, but we'll only do them if a person, for example, is smiling and has their eyes wide open. If we see a person does not have the eyes wide open, we obviously won't do anything to their eyes, and same thing with the mouth open. So we try to use intelligence, and we want to make sure that everything that we do just happens and it happens well, and that we never hurt the image. We only help it.
And that's called Perfectly Clear. And tell
Yeah,
us how that works. Is that by subscription?
yeah, great question. So we have apps for mobile and desktop that are not prescription or subscription. It's not a service. So for the desktop world and for the consumer world, it is not a subscription. It is you pay once and you own it. So we have desktop apps that start at free. Then we have a version that costs 50, 70, and our most expensive is $100 for both Mac and PC. You pay once and you own it, and that's for desktop. For Android and iOS, we have apps that cost $2 and $5, again, one time. For businesses, it is a subscription service, and we have uh, services that start at 1.5 grand per quarter. They go all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars per quarter. It really depends on what people do with our technology. And depends how large they are and how much volume they're pushing through their servers and again through our algorithms.
Very interesting. And you mentioned there's a lot more software to come in what your plans are.
Yeah, exactly. So we've learned from the last few years some of the major pain points for our customers, and you'll start seeing more and more very focused solutions from us. For example, schools that go out and shoot, graduations and events at schools. You'll have all of these photographers that go out and they photograph these kids, and there's a background behind the kids, and there's of course the kids are in the foreground, and then you have the background behind them. What happens often is that some of these kids that are being photographed are not consistently being photographed because the shooters that were behind the camera, let's say they were not right exactly at the spot that they were supposed to be, and the umbrella was a bit too far or too close. So we've seen customers ask us to make sure that the background and the foreground is consistent. So things like that, you'll see us announce services that for that. You'll see us announce services for real estate. Anything that we can do to help the business-to-business space as well as consumer, we will attempt to help.
For more information and for folks to get a look at the software, where do we go?
So EyeQ is spelled EYE and then the letter Q, photos. We wanted to have a company that talks about image quality and intelligence and image intelligence. So it's a funny spelling, but eventually people will come to it as our SEO improves. So yeah, EYEQ.photos.
The website again is EyeQ.photos, PHOTOS. Ziv Gillat, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you very much.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code TEXTINATION to save 10%. That's gosun.co.